Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Billy. So today we're going to talk about starting out with Chanel. When you're a Chanel beginner, you have no idea which bag to buy, where to start, how much they cost, etc. So we're going to go into that today. So the first question you need to ask yourself is, am I after a seasonal bag or am I after a classic? So what I mean by that is a seasonal bag being like my Deauville. Seasonal color only comes out sort of around summertime. It's not available all through the year. So that's seasonal. Runway collection is the same. They sort of limited edition, come out, available for a short time, sold out, never to be sold again. The thing I find about seasonal bags is though, they don't hold their value like classic collection does. So what I mean by classic collection is this. This is a classic mini rectangular flap in Caviar. So you can see what I mean by Caviar. Caviar leather is this grained leather. So that's Caviar. And this is a classic flap in a mini rectangle. So the classic flap comes in mini rectangle, mini square, which is about sort of this big, but a bit higher. Small, medium, large, jumbo. So I think even maybe a maxi, or I don't know if they even make the maxis anymore, but obviously they're not very popular. The most popular ones are in this classic flap is the mini rectangular or the medium large. So if we're looking at classic bags again, this is my boy bag in old medium size. So this is also a classic. A classic is when they've been around for a really long time and they keep bringing out the same bag. That's the difference between a classic and a seasonal. So this is a boy bag. This is in iridescent goatskin. So if you can see, it's sort of very grainy, but a bit different from the Caviar. So the comparison, Caviar's sort of spotty and grainy. Goatskin is just sort of like grainy, doesn't really have those spots. So there's a bit of a difference. Both extremely durable. You can also get the classics in lambskin. I don't have a lambskin bag to show you. I did used to have a boy bag like this in lambskin, black lambskin, gold hardware, but I actually sold it because lambskin is very difficult to look after and scratches really easily, and I didn't want to risk ruining my bag. So now that we know the difference between a seasonal bag and a classic bag, and we've made the decision which one we're going to go for, we're now going to talk about price. So I'm going to focus on the classic bags because I'm not a big buyer of seasonal bags, purely because they don't hold their value and they're out of fashion pretty quickly. So we're going to focus today on the classics and where to begin as a Chanel beginner and what's the cheapest Chanel bag to buy. I don't have a wallet on chain to show you, but it pretty much is that. It is a wallet with a chain. So if you're planning on carrying anything other than your cards and a mobile and a car key, it's not going to fit in the wallet on chain. So I found too small for me, way too small for me. It didn't suit me. I felt like it looked really tiny on my body too, because they're sort of only like about this big with a very thin chain. So I felt like it just didn't even look right on me. It looked way too tiny. But some people absolutely love small bags. If small bags is your thing, then wallet on chain is where you want to begin. It's also the cheapest. Well, not the cheapest, because the Deauville is the cheapest. I paid $2,990 for this, which is really, really cheap. It's gone up now since then, because this was a few years ago. But a seasonal bag can be the cheapest, but we're looking at classics today. I've had a look on the Australian website at some prices. So the beginning price for a wallet on chain is 4,190 Australian dollars, and they sort of range from 4,100 to 4,300. So that's for your wallet on chain with your classic quilting, which looks like this. Like this is quilting, classic looking bag, but tiny. They're very thin, like a wallet, probably about maybe a little bit smaller than this, but very, very thin and literally hold nothing. That's why I sold mine, because I like to take out more things than just my phone and my cards. So getting into the second cheapest Chanel bag to buy, it's not that cheap. It does go up a bit from the wallet on chain, but it is the minis. So this is a rectangle mini. It also comes in a square mini, which is smaller but higher. But in 2017, I bought this mini for $4,180. So now they currently retail for $6,250. So that's the next one up in the classic sort of range for a small bag for Chanel, the second sort of cheapest bag that you can buy. And then from there, in the classic range, like the mini rectangle, they go up in size. So then they go to a small, medium, large. So I've got the prices for the medium large, $10,800. So there is a huge jump from this being $6,250 to $10,800. And then the large classic being $11,780. So a huge, huge jump way out of a lot of people's price ranges. When you're first starting out with Chanel, obviously you want to get the most bang for your buck. So I would recommend, if you're into small bags, the wallet on chain is the best sort of starting point, entry level bag, and then the mini rectangle. The minis are so popular. Everyone loves the minis. So if you can afford that, I would definitely choose that over the wallet on chain. The next one I'm going to tell you about is the boy. So the boy is kind of considered a classic now because it has been around for a long time. Every season they bring this out in different color combinations and different materials. So you can get this in leather, you can get it in tweed, you can get it in denim, fabric, all sorts of different combinations. And obviously they all have a different price. I'll go over a little bit of that with you. So I've written them down. So the small, so this is an old medium size. The small is smaller than this. So the small sort of retails from between 7,680 to 9,870, depending on whether it's tweed, whether it's embellished. Some of them have embellishments all over them, imitation pearls, etc. So your cheapest entry-level boy bag in leather, 7,680 Australian dollars currently. That was in a small. So this being an old medium size, the price for this now retails this size, 8,390 is the entry level starting price point of this size bag, going to about 10,000. So that depends on whether there's imitation pearls, diamantes, embellishments, what the leather is, the fabric, the tweed, etc. So every single different combination will be a different price, but the entry level for a normal sort of leather, lambskin or caviar of this bag is 8,390. The one I have is the iridescent gold goatskin. So obviously this would be a different price, but this one was purchased years ago, so it's no longer available anyway. I've written down some prices of the new 19 bag. So that's sort of their newest bag that they've brought out. It's been pretty popular, but obviously it's not a classic. So I don't know about the staying power of this bag, but it is popular at the moment. And I do like the look of it. I just don't have one to show you. So the 19 bag in metallic lamb currently retails for 7,920 Australian dollars. 7,500 if you get the sequin version. In lambskin, 8,030 to 8,950, depending on whether it is plain lambskin or like iridescent lambskin. And denim is 6,970. So denim is always a bit cheaper because denim's not as popular and doesn't hold up as well as leather. So now we'll get into the mini flap with a handle. So this is brand new bag. So it is pretty much this bag with a top handle that they've just recently brought out. I'm not sure how popular they are yet because they're only sort of brand new, but the price for the flat bag in a mini with a top handle is 6,300 and it comes in grained calfskin caviar, which is what this is. Caviar is grained calfskin. Now we're going to look at the Gabrielle. So the Gabrielle bag, small hobo, 6,960 to 8,930, depending on the leather and the combination that you choose. It comes in tweeds, fabric, and rattan. So the rattan is obviously the expensive one. And then a small Gabrielle backpack is 6,160. So there you have it. The prices of Chanel bags currently in Australia, starting from sort of the cheapest to the most expensive. Obviously, Chanel is an investment. They're all really expensive. You need to think really long and hard about where you're going to put your money. I definitely recommend buying a classic because the classics, they hold their value. I've bought and sold quite a few Chanel bags over the years, and generally when I buy a classic, I use it for a few years and sell it. I always make about $500 when I resell it. So that's on a classic. Whereas if you buy a seasonal piece, you're probably not even going to get your money back of what you paid for it because they come and go, they're out of fashion, people don't want to buy them anymore. So I definitely would recommend, if you can afford it, the number one bag you should be buying is a mini rectangle or mini square because they are so popular. But 6,250, it's a pretty high price point. So if you can't afford that, then I definitely recommend to start with a wallet on chain. That's where I started, about sort of 4,000 to 4,500 new from the store is your sort of cheapest Chanel entry point bag. So my first Chanel bag was a wallet on chain. I made the mistake of buying a color, Bernie, which is the shiny sort of leather. I'll put a picture of it up here now so you can see what I mean. So I bought a wallet and a wallet on chain in this leather. It is still leather, but it's very prone to color transfer. So it's completely out of fashion now. People don't really buy Vernis bags, even though they look so beautiful, they don't really buy them. So that was my first mistake. I bought those two in the wrong combination, and then when I went to try and sell them, they were so difficult to sell. So don't make the mistake that I did and buy the wrong combination if you are planning to resell later. I've owned two wallet on chains. So the orange Vernis, which I'll put a picture of it up here now, terrible mistake, lost money trying to sell it because it's a seasonal color. You really, if you want to hold your value, you need to just pretty much stick to black. Black with gold hardware is the most popular Chanel color range of all of their bags. The other one I bought when the mermaid bag was a big craze. So mermaid is an iridescent bag. So this boy bag also came out in mermaid. So this is iridescent gold, but the mermaid was an iridescent purpley sort of green color. So it was very, very, very popular a few years ago. These were selling for way above retail in the mermaid. And then they brought out wallet on chain in the mermaid color range. So I would just happen to be in store that day when I saw one, first day they had come out, and I was like, yes, please, bought the wallet on chain in the mermaid color in like a purpley sort of green iridescent that changed in the light, and then sold it straight away. I didn't buy it because I liked it. I didn't buy it because I like a wallet on chain, because I don't. I bought it purely to buy and sell brand new to make a profit, which I did. Now I have written down the size of the wallet on chain if you're interested. So in Australian in centimeters, 19.2 lengthwise, 12.3 vertical, 3.5 wide, so very tiny, doesn't fit much. So in inches, that's 4.8 by 7.5 by 1.4 inches. So there you have it. There's my video. Hope you enjoyed it. Short but sweet, trying to get the point across really quickly and easily. Please like and subscribe to my channel, LuxBilly, and I'll be uploading lots of different videos like this, giving my opinions on sort of Chanel and high-end jewelry, Van Cleef, etc. So if you're interested in that, please subscribe, and thank you for watching.